You've got lots of rocks and stones and you want to separate them out. Who are you going to call? Kleemann. This is a model of the snappily named MOBISCREEN MSS802i EVO, and it's a mobile screening unit. We have a nice photo of the machine on one side of the box, and if we rotate it a little, there's a panel that has technical information about the real screener. And it's always a plus point when there is information about the real machine. So now we know something about the real machine, let's find out something about the model. And on the end of the box is a panel, and there we see the NZG logo, and this is model number 1044. It's straight over to the Cranes etc. weighbridge, and it comes in at £2 6 ounces, which is nearly 1.1 kilograms. Let's open the box and see what's inside. It's no surprise to see the usual pair of expanded polystyrene trays, and they are marked top and bottom. And as you can see, they are sealed together with tape. So out comes the knife, and with a cut of the tape we can lift the lid. And there we see the model protected by soft paper. It's a tandem lift for the giant hand cranes to carefully lift the model out. Also in the box is a small bag, and it contains some spare track links. The model is protected well for shipping, and there are various elastic bands which you have to carefully remove. There's also cling film protection on the crawler tracks. The model is complete, out of the box. Back over onto the weighbridge, and the model comes in at £1 13 ounces, what is 820 grams. Looking underneath, there's a detailed plastic plate under the hopper, and one detail missing are the rear stabilisers. You can see the engine, and the crawler tracks are metal and they're nicely detailed. The structure of the screen follows through to the front, and the various rubber belts are all visible. The loading hopper has got smooth metal sides with a flexible rubber belt at the bottom. At the back, the hopper side has a good structure, and there's a Kleemann graphic. The hopper sides have also got a well-detailed structure, and there's a tiny hydraulic ram modelled. Moving down, there's an excellent mesh grille, and the modelled hinge is reasonably discreet. A small access ladder is provided. The track frames look very good with the Kleemann graphics, and a detailed drive sprocket. Individual rollers are also modelled. There's more interesting detailing along the sides of the screen, and the walkway platform is all modelled in metal, with the handrails maybe being slightly thick. There's also a perforated floor. Looking down into the screen, and you can see the grills, and there are also hanging deflectors. The light poles are very thin, but in this scale they're not telescopic. Back to the other side of the screen, and we can see some more detailing. And the conveyors are also convincingly detailed with their nice rubber belts. In fact, the belt design is different on different conveyors, and you can see this one has a V-shaped pattern. The belt for the larger material also has a different design. The first thing to say is that it is a very good looking transport load. It's slightly wide on one side due to the access platform which folds on the original machine, and the light towers are high and they would be lowered in the real machine. The hopper sides also stick out slightly. But overall it's very convincing as a load, and here the MOBISCREEN is arriving at the Cranes etc. test area for the review of the features. Beginning underneath, and the crawler tracks roll quite well. They are quite tight on the track frames, but as you can see they can be turned. Here we see a track frame right side up, and there's just a slight stickiness in moving the crawler tracks. But a nice touch on the model is that there are working rollers. To set the machine up for work, we fold up the conveyors, and particularly interesting are the two side conveyors. They are folded right over in transport mode, but they are fully articulated so you can get them fully opened. The model engineering of the mechanism is very good, and the conveyors become nice and straight. Next, the whole loading unit moves up so that it can discharge into the screen. And once it's in position, we can fold up the sides of the hopper. The hinges work well, and the sides easily maintain the proper profile when in place. With the feeding arrangement in position, you can then carefully raise the angle of the screen. And with that, the setup is complete. There's a further feature which is an opening panel, and with that you can see the engine underneath the hopper. This is an impressive model of the Kleemann MOBISCREEN by NZG. It has a typically high metal content, and that combines well with a high standard of detailing, and also with model engineering that gives it a lot of functionality. It looks great as a transport load, or you could pose it with others to produce an interesting diorama. Overall, this model from NZG is excellent.